Yep, and there's also another mainstream media out of Belgium that is in French, which will be doing a 30-minute, I think, coverage on this, as well as on their politician, Laurent Louis. So they've been filming that and putting that together, and that should air this summer within maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's broadcast throughout Canada, as well as all French-speaking countries in Belgium, France, etc. So there's millions of viewers.
Well, we're working on bigger fish than that too. I'm not going to say any major thing right now, but there's definitely work in the background with some heavy news media that is probably going to pick up this case sooner or later.
Yeah, I've been putting out feelers to RT, to Max Kaiser as well.
Yeah.
Right, I think I'll just start. I'm recording it anyway, so... Oh, hello, Armand. I'm glad you could make it on. Emerald leader Armand Nagu logged in there. Oh, he's gone.
And he's up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Maybe wants to know about the BBC, but he'll maybe come back in under another name. That's yeah.
He might be an Xperia or an iPhone or something like that.
Hi, Wes. Yeah.
But he's definitely going to get mentioned, and he is mentioned by us to the authorities.
Hey there, Wes. You just missed Mr. Armand Nagu log in there, but he quickly logged back out. Such a shame. I would like him to have heard this.
Armand. Oh. Ugh.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, my darling.
Okay.
Great to see you. Yeah. Exciting news, isn't it, Lisa?
I know.
Yeah.
Where's Tim?
Sorry?
I'm here. I'm getting some lunch here. I'll show you.
Hey, iPhone. How are you? Doesn't say Tim.
Right. I'll just start now because there's quite a few on now, I think.
Hey, I got to grab a phone call. I'll log back in a sec.
All right, my friend. So everyone, the reason I called it an emergency webinar tonight was yesterday I was contacted by a BBC producer of a primetime television show that covers fraud. Now this show is huge. And obviously they were contacted by many members of OneCoin previously. And for some reason she'd found my details and contacted me. Now, what she had said to me is she wants to speak to members of OneCoin within the UK, because this is obviously a UK show, and it highlights scams and frauds within the UK. Now it's absolutely prime time. It's amazing. What she wants to do is to speak to OneCoin members who have a story to tell, who want to share their story. Now, if anybody is interested in sharing their story, please contact either myself, Bjorn, Tim, or Wes for more contact details. Who is it you have to contact and who is it you have to call? The reason this webinar has been quickly established is because she goes to see her executive producer on Tuesday and she wants to speak to people before then. And this chap then has the go-ahead whether to say yes or no, go for it. And if he says yes, go for it, then the people that she would interview, so they would send a camera, a director, and his team to come up and interview anybody that's interested in sharing a story. It would be a pre-recorded interview. This would it would be covered in the said. So really and it all could happen very quickly within the next 4 weeks. So what we're hoping for is this is a platform. We're not going to get any better platform than this to reach as many people as possible. Now, if the BBC have got wind of this and they're on this is absolutely huge. And this is the time where I know a lot of people in the group, we feel terrible for what we've done. We've shared this opportunity with many, many people. And, you know, even I've thought many times, there's not, how do I feel as though I've failed them by not doing my proper due diligence. And that's my opinion. But that's how I feel. And being on this journey for the truth, and to see justice done and hopefully take everyone through to a victim's fund, at least I feel as though I'm doing something to make it better. And what I'm saying is to raise awareness, people have to step forward. You have to step forward, you have to step up. It's the only way that we can reach people, and you'll not get a better platform than BBC. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. This is our chance to raise awareness at a huge level, and no doubt action for sure is going to be taken after this. So just want to open it up for questions. Let me know what you are thinking. If you don't want to say publicly, oh, we have Nikki Lindsay logged in, or Andy Cope.
Seriously?
Yeah. Hi, Nikki and Andy. I think that you's. I'm glad you's logged on, and I will unmute it just shortly.
Andy, I'd just like to say, while this is being recorded, that I have contacted you today. I'm all out, Andy. I know you blocked me on WhatsApp again, just like all of the ODT leadership have blocked me, because none of you can answer any questions. Unblock me on WhatsApp, unblock me on Facebook, Andy, because we definitely need to chat. I'm not going to let this go at all. You know, Jen and I, when we first found out about this, and let's do this right now while we're live and while we're getting recorded. I know this is going to get shared. The minute Jen and I found out about this, we actually stopped what we were doing and we treated our teams properly. You know, Jen is so straight down the line. Andy, Nikki, you have had all the information you need. You spoke to Tim. You've spoke to Bjorn. These guys are experts. You are still promoting it. And for anyone else, OneCoin, who's still promoting on this webinar right now, it's just a disgrace. You've had all the information and you're still doing it. What you guys did, the ODT leadership, you didn't say anything. You moved over to, was it what, Halo? Well, I'll tell you what, you guys have not got halos on, genuinely. You moved over without considering your team whatsoever. It was only Jen and I that started out in this, and you guys started moving over. Andy, Nikki, you were in a group with Tim. They gave you all of the information and you are still promoting it with smarmy smiles on your faces, literally on pictures. Oh, that's it for now, Jen.
All right, okay, thanks, Wes. So what I just want to say to everyone is, if you haven't already contacted the fraud investigation unit from London City Police, you need to do so now. The person to contact is DC Kieran Vaughan. If you don't want to speak to him, you can also phone Action Fraud UK. Action Fraud UK, they work alongside the London Fraud Unit. So they'll give you a reference number and then they send your details over to DC Kieran Vaughan. But for any leaders that do want to pick up that phone, contact me and I'll give you DC Kieran Vaughan's direct contact details because you really want to be talking to him. But anyway, this webinar is about a BBC producer contacting me for a prime time show for scams and frauds. Nikki, Andy, I hope you're listening to this as well. And they're wanting to speak to OneCoin members. So anybody that really, especially from within the group, we've all said, you know, how we feel, and we've been waiting on the the mainstream media picking this up. You can't get any bigger than BBC. So I'm going to open it up for questions and answers. And I can
I'd like to say something first there.
Sure,
Jen.
Bjorn. Yeah, carry on.
Sorry for jumping in like this.
No, carry on.
Today I experienced something that I hopefully see continue, which is that someone had the balls to call me up and offer me an investment opportunity. And I was like, are you shitting me? Do you know who you're talking to? Have you Googled my name? I mean, continue doing that, please. I mean, get everybody that has an investment opportunity to call me, because when they do, their number shows up on my phone and they have to introduce themselves, and every single call is recorded, and every single person that contacts me that way is reported to the police. So if you want your scams to be busted, that's the right way to do it, is send them all to me, and I will make sure that their number, their company, their person is registered with the police authorities all around Europe. So just continue sending me those opportunities. I dare you.
I also want to say to everyone on this webinar as well, just to make sure that there's not like Chinese whispers going about when it comes to the lawyers' letters that I received, Bjorn received, and Tim received. My lawyer's letter was from OneCoin Limited and Ruja Ignatova. It isn't a court official stamped lawyer's letter. It isn't from the courts. It's just a threatening letter to take down the YouTube videos from YouTube, which I didn't publish. But anyway, I'm glad it wasn't even Dr. Ruja Ignatova. It was Ruja Ignatova on the letter and OneCoin Limited. So yes, we're prepared to go to court, say it here and now, but so far it's just been a threatening letter. I must say, in the videos that's posted on YouTube, it covers, Bjorn covers and states that he was approached to establish a blockchain from a SQL server on the 29th of September 2016. Now, that is throughout the YouTube videos, and not one word, not one single word was mentioned about there wasn't a blockchain in the lawyer's letter. Now, that's my letter. Bjorn, do you want to say what yours was about? And Tim, if you want to come in and say what yours is about, so that we're clear, everybody knows exactly what's going on here.
Well, as you've seen, if you've seen my link, I've published my letters onto the net, and I have, so you can read them yourself, but there's no mention of a blockchain at all. And that's the obvious thing that's going on here. They want us to keep our mouths shut about blockchain and being a cryptocurrency. But instead they're trying to attack me on stuff like I tell them it's a criminal organization, a criminal network. And I am free to say that as much as I want, because that's freedom of expression. And I'm covered by two laws there, which is the Norwegian Constitution and the European human rights. So, but like my lawyer answered, I also have evidence, concrete evidence of criminal activity at the top of OneCoin. And therefore, we're turning the case on my side, and I'm looking for a little bit of donations so I can take OneCoin to court. I'm waiting on an answer from OneCoin's lawyer about OneCoin's address, OneCoin's board of directors, OneCoin's registration number as a company. And when I get that information, I will continue to start to press charges and take them to court. And I will sue OneCoin for trying to keep me quiet and also printing money, which is what they're doing. They're creating a currency that they're not at any legal limit allowed to do.
Thanks, Bjorn. I really appreciate you sharing your letter about your letter. Tim, do you want to share any information about your letter?
Sure. I received a lawsuit over Facebook from Chris Principe, publisher of Financial IT magazine, and accusing me of defamation and obstruction of business dealings for a loss of business exceeding $75,000. So I have, as you guys all know, the copy of the Financial IT magazine, which Ruja was on, and I made a video of it comparing it directly to the January Financial IT issue, which was exactly the same, with the exception of the paid cover and 2-page advertorial. So every single other page, 48 of the 52 pages, were exactly the same, with a little bit of variance in the table of contents. What Principe and his attorney are claiming is that Principe was never paid by Ruja Ignatova, Miss Ruja Ignatova, by the way, which is another funny thing because it doesn't say Dr. Ruja Ignatova, and OneCoin Limited. And so that may very well be true, that they were not paid by OneCoin Limited or Ruja Ignatova, but as we know, there are over 20, or about 20 at least, shell companies that are set up and connected to OneCoin Limited, One Limited, and a number of other names. So anyways, I am speaking with my attorneys in combating that. And also, one of my best friends has, his best friend is a litigation attorney for class action lawsuits. Now, from what we've learned in the group, almost every single person has stated that the Financial IT magazine and Chris Principe's presence at numerous OneCoin related events, speaking on behalf of that, as well as at the Islamic workshop for Sharia compliance, have made a significant impact in their belief in the system and its legitimacy. So that's going to be an interesting case for sure. But I guess that's all that I really want to say about it for the time being, and we'll see what happens.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for sharing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open it up for question and answers. This is about for any OneCoin members who do want to share their story with a programme on the BBC. It's a primetime show. I've been contacted by their producer. And so if anyone is interested and want to share their story, and I know there's many of you within our support group, and many leaders as well that do want to share. So please contact myself, Bjorn, Tim, or Wes, and we'll give you the details, further details. We're not prepared to state it over the webinar tonight, the TV programme, but we will when we speak to you one-to-one, and we'll discuss it more in depth. So, right, I'm just going to open this up, and any questions, please, are welcomed.
It's a shame, Jen, that Nikki's just left. I had a number of questions while Tim and Bjorn are on, should we say?
Yeah, such a shame. She's probably recorded it to send to OneCoin compliance, but hey,
but just so you know, I confronted Andy again today over some stuff, and he blocked me instantly. Sent me a copy and paste message, which is a standard thing. I actually sent it over to Bjorn as well, and we had a bit of a laugh with it today and things. And you know, I'm just learning off Tim, I'm learning off Bjorn, but you know, OneCoin, and this is only coming from Bjorn, he'll elaborate on this a bit more, but OneCoin, within the 420 pages of the educational pack, it literally doesn't say OneCoin once. There's nothing about cryptocurrency, and it's just literally the logo there, you know. and it's just a farce. It's a total farce. But
I just feel it's such a shame that they stayed logged in while we were talking there, and as soon as we've opened it up for question and answers, you know, it was a free platform there for them to speak about anything, and they didn't. They're just away, which is nothing unusual when it comes to this.
Yeah.
But,
I'd just like to say, I'm sorry, go on.
No, it's okay, let's carry on.
Yeah, well, just while, obviously, if people have got questions, then definitely jump in. But while it's quiet anyway, while people are considering, I'd just like to say that I know I lost like 9,000 in OneCoin, but it's not, I don't see it as all bad in my situation. Now, I know there's so many other people that are in a really bad situation, but I took the best out of it. I met my partner through it. I met Jen, I met Tim, I met Bjorn, and they are all so close to me, it's unreal. But that's my experience with it, and I definitely want to help and support as many other people that have not seen it that way and are not as fortunate as sort of what I see myself. So, you know, I'm all out. I'm going to come and meet Jen. I'm going to record. I'm going to go on TV. I'm going to go all out and make sure whatever it takes. And I'm going to be supporting Tim as much as we can from the UK, because I know he's got a lot of charges there and stuff, you know. So whatever we can do, Tim, then we're right here for you, just like you have been for us. You know, I'm Bjorn as well.
Thanks, guys. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, we're friends, Tim. Real good friends. 100%.
Let me touch on the educational material, because I got the stats right in front of me here. I pulled them up. I did some major research into the educational material. Jen, do you mind?
Yeah, I'm going to mute them all and then I'll unmute you. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Bjorn.
All right, so educational material 1 through 5 is in total 421 pages. The word OneCoin appears as a logo on the front page of each educational material. However, the word is not mentioned in the 421 pages. The word crypto, cryptocurrency, cryptocurrencies is mentioned 138 times. That's 138 times that either crypto, cryptocurrency, or cryptocurrencies in total is 138 times in the 421 pages. Okay, the word blocks, or blockchain is mentioned 27 times. The words chain and chains, also in the use of chain of stores, is mentioned 16 times. The words digital or digital currencies or digital currency, 28 times. I mean, people, do you realize what I'm saying? This education material has nothing to do with cryptocurrency, digital currency, blockchain, or anything. Those words are hardly ever mentioned in the 421 pages. There's more pages than there are any of those words in total. If you add all of those words up, you're not even close to having that word, any of those words on each page. You're not even close to having them on half the pages. I know there's a chapter on cryptocurrencies, and I believe that's an educational package 4. And it doesn't explain anything about cryptocurrency. It just tells you what Bitcoin is and what, or like roughly, there's basically like 7 lines on what that surrounds Bitcoin, what surrounds Ethereum. And they also mention a nice little product, which they say is a super success in China, and it's Bitcoin. So they even mentioned their old scam as a super success. Now, Bitcoin went down in flares and is, I mean, Tim can talk more about that, but that was definitely a scam. And Ruja Ignatova fronted that, and they write about it like it was a super successful cryptocurrency.
It was super successful for them. They fleeced investors for $50 million.
Yeah. Yeah, so it depends on which side of the coin you're sitting, I guess. All right. Yeah. So I have all the stats for all the different levels, 1 through 5. I don't have the 6th level. I haven't gotten a hold of it. But I'm sure there's no more info in that than there is in these ones. And it's not hard to get a hold of these. I mean, if you Google educational package for OneCoin, One Academy, you will find all the educational material online. I mean, it's been posted the shit out of, and there's many sources you can get those educational materials. Buying them is just, yeah. So if you bought educational, if you didn't care about the tokens and just want to get a hold of the educational material, a simple Google search would have given you them for free. Also, I'd like to say we have done research on level 1, 2, and 3, and most of it is plagiarized, and we have found the books themselves that they're plagiarized from, word for word, paste copy right out of those books and right into the One Academy material. I'll post the link in the chat so you can see that for yourself, how it's plagiarized. Here's a link. So yeah, when it comes to educational packages and how it was sold, this is what I talked with Wes earlier today. And how to sell educational packages. Well, you introduce the educational package, then you talk about what happens in chapter 1, what happens in chapter 2, what should you look for in the different chapters. That's how you sell educational material. Now, that's never been the case in OneCoin. None of you have been to a meeting where they've discussed the wording on page number 53 in the educational material. They have slightly mentioned that there is an educational material, and none of you paid attention to that you were even buying educational material, because their whole meeting was all about the free coins that you apparently get, or that you get. And also, you know, looking at the different packages, what the hell are you buying a power package for when you can buy the educational material for a much lower cost? So if a leader comes up to you now and says, no, you can't sue me, I sold you educational material. No, he did not. No one ever sold educational material in OneCoin. Get that straight. If they were selling educational material, you would know what's on page 56 and what you should look for in the educational material. They never mentioned that at all in any of the meetings. They never went through the educational material. All they talked about is mining coins and everything, and none of that is in the educational material.
Bjorn?
Yeah.
Can I just jump in there, please? There's a lady messaging now. Sorry to interrupt you there, but just going out to you, Pat, there. Just to explain, I'm not too sure exactly, if you're not on the support group, I'd just like to explain to you exactly who Bjorn and Tim really are. Tim is a Bitcoin and crypto coin expert. He's about number 10th or somewhere there in the world that understands OneCoin, even though he's not in this business. Bjorn is somewhere near 50 to 20 in the world of blockchain experts. So let's just be straight. The people in OneCoin that are, and I'm going to go as far as this, a lot of network marketing companies that have a coin attached to them have no understanding of cryptocurrency nor blockchains at all. These two guys are nearly the most experienced people in the world. So if you're not going to take the advice from them and you're going to take it from your uplines or anyone in OneCoin, then you know that's not good. But you really they've got hard evidence on this as well. So I just wanted to explain that to you without, you know, all the text going across there. You got two of the best guys to speak to right now and get all the evidence you need, you know.
Hey guys, I wanted to jump in for a second, if I may. In Chinese, there is no word for expert. There is a word for life learner. So I wouldn't consider myself by any means an expert in cryptocurrency, although I've been following it and studying it for nearly 4.5 years. cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, asset-based tokenization, colored coins.
Tim,
Yeah.
you are the #1 world expert when it comes to OneCoin. There's
Yes.
no one above you.
Sure.
Right. What I was saying in cryptocurrency, I wouldn't consider myself an expert. There's probably 5 or 10 people that I would consider experts in cryptocurrency, but in OneCoin, I will take that title.
Ching ching to that.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. I mean, there's no one in the world, not Ruja herself, knows OneCoin as well as you do.
That's correct. That's correct. I was only going off that figure actually because Tim said to me, I'm one of the top 10 in the world, but there's no one. And let's challenge it. Let's do it again. Let's challenge someone to prove Tim wrong about OneCoin. Let's do it. Let's do it. Because no one can at all.
No one has been willing to debate me on this for over a year now. The last person I debated was Ken Levine, and that was on April 9th of 2016. Not anyone after that was actually, I didn't debate him on April 9th because he filibustered me for 4 hours, 20 minutes, and 58 seconds on a video of him talking to himself that I was supposed to be joining. And so, and then after that, there were 3 additional times that that we were supposed to meet and debate, and he bowed out of every single one, including a moderated debate that was going to be moderated by an attorney, and not Tom McMurrin, not this crypto expert guy who makes the YouTube videos, who you should see his most latest video on his review of Macau, by the way. One of the first honest videos that I've seen him do. But yeah, no one will debate me because I know way too much about the history of each and every individual player in this game, where they've come from, what scams they were involved in, how much those scams cost people, how many people lost money, all this sort of thing. So yeah, I'll take that title.
Tim, just quickly, the ladies put I know the answer to this, but it's better coming from you. Why would it not just take 1 day for the police to bring the whole of OneCoin down?
That's a very fantastic question. Bonifa, which was a $100 million Ponzi scam, whose top 3 leaders were arrested last April or May. They were on the cover of the UK magazines with newspapers in handcuffs. They partnered with, or OneCoin partnered with them, the successful business. There's been about almost a dozen now partners that OneCoin has partnered with, which were collapsed scams. So very successful on the OneCoin leadership side and very unsuccessful on anyone who joined those scams. Bonifa, it took 2.5 years, over 1,200 agents and 126 search warrants that those agents had to obtain from courts, from judges, in order to eventually take down that scam. I mean, the human resources necessary to take down a global Ponzi scheme is just amazing. And that's why it has taken so long. And, there's international cooperation between Interpol, Europol, Germany, London, Sweden, China, Vietnam, Thailand, etc. Africa, even the World Bank. So this is a massive, massive criminal investigation, and it takes time.
Hi there, sorry Tim, I was just looking at questions there. I just want to refer back to Pat's question. You know what, Pat, I can't be any more disappointed, and I'm absolutely heartbroken for everyone involved in this. And listening to other people's stories the last 2 months, it's soul destroying. So that there can't ever be a more disappointing feeling than what I've felt for the last 2 months. About OneCoin suing me back. They can sue me. They can take. I'm ready to go to court, Pat. We're all ready to go to court. the evidence is absolutely overwhelming. But so far they have just, I said in the beginning, I don't know if you've came on and you've late and you've missed it, but Bjorn and myself, Tim he's had a different lawyer's letter, but ours is it isn't stamped by the courts. It's just a threatening lawyer's letter to remove YouTube videos, but only the ones that it's been posted where it states that OneCoin's related to criminal activity. So I haven't published them, but they must think that I have, and they want me to take it down, which has nothing to do with me whatsoever. And so we're ready to go to court when they send a proper lawyer's court letter. But so far, that's not been the case.
I also was asked to take down the article, Cocaine Crime Bosses and the biggest scam in the cryptocurrency industry. Now, that's a journalist that has watched the videos and written an article about that. Now, he has put his name on there, and I've been in contact with him, but he's a freelancer. So even he can't take the article down. But not that we want to, because those articles are fine the way they are. And so are the videos. They should be out there. They have a purpose to be on the internet. Now, not I nor the journalist could, if we fought in court, take down that article. So that's out of our grasp, and so is the videos. But like I said, we have no interest in taking down those articles or videos or anything. Those are fine, and those are protected by European human rights, the Freedom of Expression Act.
You guys, Pat Scott says, I really think if OneCoin was a scam, they should already be taken down. I don't think the police believe that it is a scam. Well, Pat, obviously you haven't watched the video with Detective Constable Kieran Vaughn, but otherwise they would have taken action. There's action being taken around the world, Pat Scott. In Italy, an investigation opened on December 30th of last year and closed on April something of this year, and Italy banned OneCoin, called it an illegal pyramid scheme. That's the AGCA, which is the Italy's financial authority, and OneCoin wrote a letter, a press release saying that, oh, that was just affiliates and that didn't have anything to do with us, and basically threw the people under the bus that were promoting it. But AGCA came back and said, no, this is about OneCoin. And if anyone is promoting OneCoin in Italy, then you can face fines of up to 5 million euro. Now, what happened in Germany, I don't know how this new Pierre Ahrens guy can get away with saying what he's saying, because if you just open your eyes and look at the news, BaFin, which is Germany's financial authority, issued a similar letter and said that what is it, IMS, which is tied to Frank Ricketts' company, who's a top leader in OneCoin, account was frozen, 29 million euros seized, etc. Well, OneCoin issued a similar press release. Well, we are not IMS. Well, BaFin came back and said, let us make this clear. Cease and desist all online activity and promotion of OneCoin in the country of Germany because it's illegal. These arrests in India, these are not coincidence. These are not just a few bad players. This is a massive global criminal investigation. Hungary just announced that they're having every single big agency with the police, with the financial authorities, with everyone else that are now criminally investigating and trying to get to the bottom of this. So this idea that there is no proof that OneCoin is a scam is absolutely bogus. I mean, think about this just for one moment. OneCoin.
Did you forget about India, by the way?
No, I just mentioned India. Kazakhstan just arrested 2 OneCoin promoters last month, and in Pakistan, Bangladesh? In Bangladesh or Bangalore, I forget. 2 OneCoin team leaders were kidnapped because the IMAs were upset that they had lost their money. Well, it took 3 days. The cops finally found and the kidnappers, arrested them, and then upon interrogation arrested the OneCoin team leaders as well, so for promoting a scam. So this isn't coincidence, but OneCoin claims to be minting 50,000 coins a minute at a value of €9.85. Now that's in 34 hours, that's $1 billion that a company is creating out of thin air. That isn't traded anywhere on a local market. So there's no free market value, because if there was, it would be close to zero. But anyhow, name a country on this entire earth which lets its citizens open a company and say, well, what are you going to do with this company? Oh, we're just going to print money and we're going to accept state issued currency to pay for it. No, not going to happen. But this is an international scam, and it's different from border to border, and international law doesn't cover it under one big blanket. So it's a very difficult criminal investigation and collaboration with nations and authorities around the world.
Tim, can I just jump in there?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just really bugging me this. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't got the patience that you guys have got. Pat, Bjorn and Tim are working, and they are the ones that find things out firsthand. They are the ones that are doing and working properly to sort this out. And they are the credible experts on the call and the credible experts in the world. They are the ones. So these are the people you need to be listening to. That's it. There is no one else. That's it. So if you haven't got the correct info from them, then and you don't quite get it, then you know you're not going to get it from anywhere else, and that's it.
Liz, I'm just going to jump in there and say, Pat, I don't know if you've watched the YouTube videos, but see if someone can find them. Can they post them in the chat, please, about the London investigation? If the YouTube video, someone can find that. If they post that in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Now, Pat, I'm a double Ruby leader in OneCoin. I've been in for March 2016. And what I would like to say here is that any leader on this call has a duty of care to their downline to pick up that phone and phone DC Kieran Vaughan. Now, let's not mince about here. This is very, very serious. And Pat, we could go back and forth, and I'm not willing to do that, except say to you, pick up the phone and phone DC Kieran Vaughan. I've put the WhatsApp link into the group. Please join that, and I can send you a PM privately with DC Kieran Vaughan's details. Now, I think for any leader in here should be picking up the phone and listen to what I had to listen to 2 months ago, which was that the London City Fraud Investigation Unit have been investigating OneCoin for some time now and are still currently investigating OneCoin. And his words to me were, they believe it is a global Ponzi fraud scam. They are also working with other global authorities on this. This is absolutely massive and not something that can just be shut overnight. The resources needed for this is immense. Absolutely immense. And when this comes to light, this will probably, which I do believe after reviewing many scams now in the last 2 months, that this will be one of the biggest Ponzi fraud scam in history to date when all this comes out. This is $1 billion scam. Now, and that's my opinion. After speaking to the police, after reviewing many authorities' documents, that is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. And I was also told in that call to advise my team to stop promoting this ASAP. He also said, when I asked him what's the length time, the time frame from this, he couldn't give me a time frame. All he said is, when the time comes, public notices will go up, arrests will be made, criminal proceedings will commence. And then, because they work in asset recovery, hopefully a victims fund would be set up. Now, for you to tell me you phoned Action Fraud UK and they haven't said it's a scam, you're the only person I know that has phoned Action Fraud and Action Fraud has said that. Because every person I know that has phoned hasn't been told what you have been told, Pat. So
I mean, Jen has this on video. I mean, you can go to Crypto Expose, that's XPOSE, which has a series of videos, including Jen speaking with DC Kieran Vaughn on the phone and him saying exactly that.
Yeah,
So-
I just posted the link to all of Crypto Exposed videos on the chat here. So if you look at the chat and you see all the videos, that's the link to his channel.
Yeah, but it's the one, because this is UK, it's the one that I want them to look at for the London City Police Investigation Unit, because the BBC has contacted and want to speak to people within OneCoin members within the UK. There's a video out there that details for OneCoin members in the UK, and quite clearly you can hear DC Kieran Vaughan saying that they believe this is a scam. So do the right thing. Stop putting your head in the sand, because this isn't going to go away. When I was speaking to the BBC producer today, she had told me that they get emails all the times about scams, and the amount of people that have contacted them about OneCoin is through the roof. And so has Action Fraud said that. This isn't going to come down overnight, but I'll tell you what, it is going to come down with that's it, it's out there. We even know there's not a blockchain now. An existing blockchain, there has never been. The white paper, where is it? Right?
And another thing, Jen, another thing, I'm really, really angry for someone to say, why hasn't anything been done? You really don't know what Jen, Tim and Bjorn are actually doing, putting their time. Tim's put 22 or 23 months of his own time into this, and told people, I don't know, 18 months, 2 years ago, he would have saved people billions of euros, and would save people their houses, their marriages, probably save people from, I don't know what's going to happen, but I reckon there's a lot of people going to commit suicide over this. There might be people killed over this. So to say they're doing nothing, oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, that's me done again.
So as far as nothing being done, dude, there's been at least 30 arrests in 5 countries of OneCoiners promoting this scam. There's been probably 24 national warnings that have been issued against the OneCoin scam, mentioning pyramid or money chain game, etc. I mean, this is public information. Yes, things are being done. People are getting arrested. Entire countries are banning it. This is, yes, things are being done, but the world can't just shut it down altogether at once. It has to be done at a local level first. It's like Whistleblower said, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that that OneCoiners will say something's got to be done. If it was a scam, something would be done. Dude, open your eyes. I mean, you guys have had this world built around you that you cannot see outside of this box into the news that's going on around the world, into the arrests that are being made, into the countries that are banning it, the fines that are being declared. I mean, come on.
There's no more time for excuses for any leaders now. Your time's up.
Jen, I just want to interject there.
Yeah.
Sorry. The thing is, when it comes to especially Tim and myself, UK is a very important place for us, and we want to help you guys out. But it's not like me and Tim are just working the UK. We're working in several other places around the world, and the UK is about to burst, so we're putting a lot of energy into that. But we're definitely in groups all over the world helping out to get this scam done. So it's a worldwide issue for us, at least. Yeah, like I said, we're putting a lot of energy into UK right now. That wasn't the case a month ago. A month ago, we were putting a lot of energy into another place. And we know what happened there. I'm not going to mention the place.
Yep. And, there's probably over a dozen videos on Crypto Expose YouTube channel. That's Crypto Expose with XPOSE, that literally take video and audio of leaders or so-called leaders like Ed Ledbrick, like Tom McMurrin, like Ruja herself, and demonstrate absolute lies, that they are on video lying. I mean, and this has been the case for so long. I mean, this company is built on lies by career scammers. You look at the histories of Yuha, the Steinkellers, Per Carlson. These guys have been involved in absolute scams that stole everybody's money. I mean, come on. Would you let, I like to use the analogy, especially for UK, would you let, what's that guy's name? Somerville, Jimmy Savile babysit your children? That's what you've done with your money. You've let a Jimmy Savile babysit your money. It's a no-brainer, but you want facts? Ed Ledbrick is a very credible guy. Great. Why don't you look at the video and see how credible he is? Why don't you look at the videos? You know what Ed Ledbrick, the credible guy, said is that OneCoin's value is not credible. So if you want to see that video, absolutely. I'll post it in here right now, as a matter of fact. OneCoin's value is not credible. I'll post that video in the link.
I got the link available, Tim, so I can post it right out there. Give me 1 second.
Pat, once again, the police are not arresting the UK because this is a massive investigation. I have no doubt after speaking to DC Kieran Vaughan that arrests will be made. When that is, I don't know. But this is serious enough for when he told me to inform my team what he'd updated me on and to stop promoting immediately. After what I heard, I certainly was not going to share this with another person. No, not a hope. No way was I sharing this with another person. And since then, it's get worse and it's get worse. And it just continues every day. There's something new coming out every day. So really, guys, I want to wrap this up because it was about the BBC producer getting in touch with myself and wanting to speak to UK members, OneCoin members. If anybody here wants to share their story, please contact myself, Tim, Bjorn, or Wes, and we'll give you the details, further details in this. But please, either do two things, either speak out or pick up the phone and phone Action Fraud UK or DC Kieran Vaughan. That's all I want to say. I'm going to open it up, guys, for questions. Fine, just to see if anybody wants to say anything.
Just a quick apology, guys, just for getting a little bit. It just means a lot, and especially Tim and Bjorn. Oh my God, what they do and what they have taught me and Jen about digital currency, which has helped me in my business that I'm moving forward with now, is second to none. Tim and Bjorn are not in my new company, and they know more about my new company than I do myself. And I only have to ring them, and they've got the answers immediately. So I'm very protective over what is said, so I do apologize for that, but it's just the way it is. And Jen's my best friend as well, so it's just the way it is, guys. Okay.
Hey, one thing I want to mention that I think I sometimes forget to mention is all of the transactions in your cash account over 30 days old are gone across the board, and that is very, very clear that they have essentially destroyed evidence. So if, for instance, Mohammed Zafar, not a doctor, computer is seized, all that the police can go back is 30 days for those transactions. They wouldn't be, and you can't find cash transactions in your account over 30 days old. So that's just absolutely unheard of and unspeakable. Why would they destroy that evidence?
I'm gonna have to go, guys. I'm on a webinar at 9, so thank you so much.
All right, my friends. So I just really want to finish it off. Does anybody have any questions? I'll unmute you all.
See you soon, guys. Okay, I'll talk to you on WhatsApp, guys. Okay.
See you
later, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Hi, does anybody have any questions before we wrap things up? No? Nobody? All right then, no questions. So yeah, so if anybody wants involved in this BBC programme and would like to share their story, their OneCoin story, please get in touch. But thanks anyway for joining, really appreciate it. Tim, Beyond, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen, for hosting this. And, you know, we got your back.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
I would be utterly lost without you, that's for sure.
Thank
So
you, everyone.
take care, everyone. Have a good evening. Thanks for taking the time to come on. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye.